All right, Shalom. Shalom, first and foremost. I want to start by giving all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who are learning the truth from. Shalom, now you sincere Akim, pushing the word in truth and sincerity. Shalom, see very few Akwaf that listen and tune in. And I just want to go into this article I came across, going into, this pagan holiday known as Christmas, and as you see, these devils, these Edomites gathered around the table, and I believe this is at an old slave mansion, a reenactment where Edomites can go and pay to, walk around this mansion and, see how, their forefathers and foremothers lived, back in slavery days. And, this just proves, man, that Christmas has nothing to do with you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Do you see a Negro, Latino, or Native American in this background? No, you don't. You see a whole bunch of Edomites, man. All right, because Christmas really goes back to Nimrod. All right, it's pagan worship, and these devils, they took it as a day to celebrate victory over you Israelites, man. All right, that's really why these Edomites celebrate Christmas. All these so-called holidays are victories over you Israelites, man. Thanksgiving is a celebration over the victory of the tribe of Gad, the Native Americans. All right, and Christmas is nothing more than the celebration of sending gifts one to another. These Edomites will send slaves as gifts to different plantations, throughout the South. All right. So if you're a Negro, Latino, Native American celebrating Christmas, then you're celebrating your own destruction. All right, and you're going off. And it reads, slaves' lives' harsh realities are erased in Christmas tours of Southern plantations. All right. Just want to get to the meat of it. Yep, here. On the one hand, the majority of enslaved people did get them some time off work during Christmas, as well as feasts and presents. Some got to travel and to get married, privileges that they didn't get at other times of the year. But the privileges could be withdrawn for any reason, and many slaves never got them at all right? Because what is Esau Edom like to push? That, the slaves, all right, had, they were merry and they had such great times, during these holidays, all right, when it's the total opposite, man. Reading on, slavery was a brutal system of forced labor to enrich those same owners. Even over the holidays, masters kept the power to punish slaves. A photo taken during the Civil War shows a man who was whipped at Christmas. All right, so while Esau Edom, the so-called white man, was having a merry time, guess what you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans were getting done during Christmas? You were being whipped, man. But you gladly keep these holidays. You gladly celebrate Christmas, man. We quit. Let's grab Proverbs 12 and 10, and it reads, a righteous man regarded the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. All right, and who's the wicked? Esau Edom, the so-called white nation. All right, their so-called tender mercies, letting you, so-called keep Christmas, giving you gifts, letting you, so-called relax during Christmas. Hey, the scripture said, "Give destroyed the heart." The tender mercies of the wicked are cruel, man. Because while some slaves, may have had certain liberties to do certain things around these holidays, majority of you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans were being tortured. You were being whipped. All right, whipped to death. His back was covered with scars, showing that when masters punished the people they held in bondage, they often did so brutally. All right? There were other cruel forms of punishment. What did we just read? The tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. On one South Carolina plantation, a master, angry at an enslaved woman he suspected miscarrying her pregnancy on purpose, locked her up for the Christmas holiday. All right, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans celebrating Christmas. Masters sometimes forced enslaved workers to get drunk, even if they did not want to drink. All right, and what scripture that comes to mind, roughly paraphrasing, "Woe to him that giveth his neighbor a drink." All right, this is what Esau Edom did, man, during Christmas to you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, or wrestle with each other on Christmas simply for amusement of the master's family. So they would get you Negroes, Latinos, all right, and Native Americans drunk, and then have you fight one another. All right, while these devils sit around, the Christmas fire, watch you ninjas, all right, go at each other, man, and kill each other. Likewise, I learned in my research, slaveholders bought and sold plenty of people over the holidays. All right, you were commodity. You Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans were commodity, man, over the holidays. But you fast forward to 2021, what are you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans doing? All right, celebrating Thanksgiving, celebrating Christmas, eating pumpkin pie and drinking eggnog. All that shit goes back to your destruction, man. Keeping slave traders busy during Christmas week. All right, where do you think those Christmas sales come from? It all goes back to your destruction, man. This is Proverbs 3:31, and it reads, "Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways." All right? This is why you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans want to keep these holidays, because you want to be like Esau Edom. You envy your oppressor. All right? But the scriptures say, choose none of his ways. Christmas is a pagan way of these heathens, man. All right? That's not the way of our forefathers. We have our own high holy days in the scriptures, man. Feast of Tabernacles. All right? What you would call, a Feast of Dedication. Hanukkah, where, our forefathers, the Maccabean brothers defeated, those Edomites, man. Those are our high holy days. All right, reading on. Escaped and panics over slave rebellions. All right, we'll just read a little bit more. It is revealing that many enslaved black Southerners also chose Christmas as a time to try to escape to freedom, despite the difficulties of traveling in cold weather with a few supplies. All right, so instead of our forefathers and foremothers that were in hardcore bondage, instead of them trying to enjoy the holidays, they were trying to escape, man. All right, but you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you just super comfortable, man. You want to stay in captivity, man. All right, completely destroyed. See, Jeremiah 10:2, and it reads, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, all right? Learn not the way of the white man and all these other heathens, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them." Jeremiah 10:3, for the customs, all right, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, for the customs of the people are vain. What? Meaning they're worthless, man. They don't profit you anything. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. All right, what does that sound? What does that sound like? They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. All right, this is going into your Christmas holiday. You know, Yahweh Shemashai says not to do this, man. They're upright as the palm tree. Was a Christmas tree? It's just nothing more than a palm tree. But speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. All right. So this so-called palm tree, all right, the Christmas tree, goes back to Nimrod, man. All right, it's a vain custom. It can't do anything. Right? I want to make this too long. Win it off here. Revelations 11:9, and it reads, "And there the people and the kindreds and the tongues of the nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half." All right, 350 years. They're going to see the Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, dead bodies. All right, meaning what they weren't going to tell us who we were, man. You know, they wanted to keep us in that destroyed state, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. Meaning they didn't want us to know that we are the children of Israel, man. Revelations 11:10, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them. All right, your modern day Christmas celebration. You know, this is them rejoicing over you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And make merry, all right, your merry Christmas. Exing Yahweh Shai out, and shall send gifts. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans were those gifts during the holiday season. All right, they would send young Israelite women as gifts to other masters, to other masters, so they can have their way with those young women, one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt upon the earth. All right, the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom was giving these heathens hell, man. All right, and once they got us underneath their feet, they rejoiced over our downfall. You see? And with that, Lord willing, this lesson be edifying to the next time. Shalom DTA and Abba Babal.